Good morning. It's quite a foggy morning this morning. Perfect timing. That's so funny. I think that's a cruise ship coming this way, so it's coming from Campbell River probably. Anyways, it's really foggy today. The temperature outside, I don't think it's raining, but I can see like drops coming down on top of my camera. I think it's just fog wetness coming down. So it's really humid, like super humid. And the temperature right now probably is about 11 degrees Celsius, but it feels way warmer. We had an eventful week last week. We had amazing guests here. A woman, and I believe her 2 daughters. She works for a killer whale society in California somewhere, and she just knew so much about whales. I just stood on this deck. I'm on the drinking dock. I just stood on this deck chatting with her for quite a while. She just has so much knowledge about whales. It was really cool. But they've left now, so they're gone. The day they arrived, the morning they arrived, so they probably arrived at around 11 o'clock. But the morning they arrived, we had major wolf activity here. First thing in the morning, Peach and I heard a few howls, but it just sounded like a lone wolf. It didn't sound like a ton of wolves. But then about an hour after that, we heard multiple wolves, and they were coming from behind the main house. Like, I swear they were right behind the house. And you can tell from that recording that there are a number of wolves. There's not just one, there's a number of them. So of course, Peach started howling because the wolves were so loud. So she started howling and she just didn't stop. But it was constant howling. So 5 minutes. So we had constant howling for like 5 minutes. It would come from behind the house, and then it would come from over behind the shop, and then it would come from the animal trail to the north, and it was just kind of, there's so much activity here this morning. There were just the howls are coming, and they were moving as they were coming. So it wasn't like coming from all places. You could hear the pack move as they howled. It was so crazy. So the howling it sounded like it was coming from the other side of the dock. So the main pier that's attached to the property. So it sounded like it was kind of north of that dock, right on the beach. So Peach continued to howl, and then it stopped. And so Peach and I were looking out the window, and I saw, it was so dark outside. It was probably about 6 o'clock in the morning. It was so dark, so it's getting darker. It's still dark really early now. So I saw what looked like an animal, and I couldn't quite make it out, but I got my phone. I didn't have my camera, but I got my phone and I started filming it. And as you'll see, it was a wolf. As that wolf came toward us, I was so happy Peach didn't see him, because I didn't want to scare him away. Not quite yet. I wanted him to get fairly close to the cabin, because I wanted to just scare the bejoobie out of that guy. Like, I just wanted to scare him so bad that he hopefully would never come back. So I filmed him as long as I could until I heard Peach had seen him, so she started kind of grumbling a bit, and then so she went, so I decided, okay, now we're gonna scare him away. So I just lost my mind, and I just screamed and screamed and screamed. Stupidly, I put the camera down and screamed. I should have kept the camera up and screamed, but I just wasn't thinking. So what he did is, when we started yelling at him, he kind of went and he looked around a bit, and then when we didn't stop, he just turned and booked it. Like, he took off right off the property. After that, they howled on the beach probably about 15 minutes, so they continued to howl, but then they just disappeared. And it has been, how many days has it been? Maybe been 3 days? 3 days maybe, since we heard them, and we haven't heard a peep out of them for 3 days. Yeah, so that was quite an adventure. So that whole day, Peach was under house arrest. I can't believe I finally saw a wolf. I was just so excited to have finally seen a wolf. Yeah, and he was so small. I expected him to be this massive, like, beast, but he just looked like your average medium-sized dog. It was so crazy, but it was still super, super cool. It was really exciting. Earlier this week, we did have a nice day and the water was pretty calm, so I decided to take the boat out to Port McNeill. I had so much garbage, and I had to get rid of it. On top of my garbage, I had about 3 bags of garbage from Airbnb guests that I just wanted to get rid of. And I also needed to get some dog food. Peach was running out, and by the way, I did change her dog food. I changed it to a no-grain, limited diet food, and she has completely stopped eating grass, completely. And it happened like within a couple of days after her eating it. She just doesn't eat grass at all anymore, so that's really good. So I did end up going to Port McNeill for a little bit of a grocery run. I was probably only about 3 minutes out, and a whale popped up right in front of me. So I had to slam on the brakes. When a whale comes up, you just, especially that close, because from the footage, I don't know that it looks really close, but it was very close. Like, you have to stop and turn off your engine. I didn't turn off my engine, but I completely came to a full stop and went in neutral and just sat there for a bit, and then I started to kind of make my way forward. Yeah, but the trip there was pretty uneventful. When I arrived, I was, for some reason, like, because the trip there is about an hour, so just, it's exhausting in that boat, I think, because it was such a sunny day, and the sun was out. I was just so exhausted. But when I got there, yeah, it was a big job getting the garbage up, and then, yeah, and then I just went on and got my groceries. I got my groceries about 3 days ago, but I'm still gonna give you a grocery haul. So I haven't, I've kept them in boxes so I knew what I bought. So I'm gonna give you a grocery haul of what I purchased. And I'm also gonna show you the prices of each item and give you the total cost of my groceries. I personally find groceries to be quite expensive here, but I don't know if they're more expensive, let's say, than Vancouver. But sometimes it's a real shocker, the cost of things. Yeah, but I did find some pretty good deals. Anyways, you'll see when I do my grocery haul. This is for you, Mr. Squirrel. Okay, I think I'm ready. Hi, Peachy. So Peach is tied up. Maybe I'll get on my knee here. Ow! Oh, I'm too old to be on my knee. So Peach is tied up. Okay, look at it, sweetie. Good girl. Oh, that's better. I got a nice cushion. This is my receipt. I went to a store. Everybody's probably heard of this store in Canada. I think they have it in the States too. It's called IGA, and it was in Port McNeill. Some of the things I got from a store in Port McNeill called Fields, and I'm pretty sure that's a Canadian store. But you can get the craziest deals there. I love a good deal. So some of this stuff came right out of the fridge. Okay, so I ended up getting, which I'm quite surprised by. I don't know why I got so much butter, but I ended up getting 3 butter. Okay, 2, these are by Meadowvale butter, and then I got a European style butter. So I right off the top of my head, I don't recall what the prices were. I do have this here, but it's gonna take me forever to find the price. So I got 3 butter, and if I remember correctly, those were a little bit expensive. And then I did end up getting 4 dozen eggs. So I got the Maple Hill free range 12 extra large size eggs. And I remember these being $7+ each. So I got 4 of those. And then, so I don't eat dairy because my eczema doesn't like dairy. But I did end up buying 3 heavy cream. So I can drink heavy cream. I don't know why. It doesn't bother me. It's just the regular dairy that I can't have. Like yogurt, so Greek yogurt, I did splurge and have some Greek yogurt. I got some in Alert Bay when I went to Alert Bay, and I ended up getting these crazy red bumps all over my hand, so I'm not gonna do that again. I also got, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, what did I eat out of what I've purchased? I ate a tin of tuna and I ate 2 avocados. So I think that's pretty much all I've eaten. So I've never had this before, but I wanted to try it. So I got some tahine, which I don't usually splurge on stuff like that. And I got some real lime. I don't buy lemons and limes because I never eat them fast enough and they always go bad. So I do have a couple of real lemons in already, so I ended up not buying any of that, but I always have that on hand. And I found this Good food for good. Barbecue sauce. I haven't had barbecue sauce in so long because it contains so much sugar. Good food for good barbecue sauce. It's just regular, but it's sweetened with dates. So I thought I'd give that a try. I got myself some medjool dates. Not a whole lot of them, but they're nice and big, so they look good. Honestly, this tastes like a chocolate bar. If you take dates and then you just squish them down onto, I'm sure everybody's seen this recipe on TikTok, but you just squish them down, like I usually do about 6 side by side until they make like a rectangle onto a baking sheet. And then you put peanut butter on top, and then you put like cashews, walnuts, whatever you like, and then you put melted chocolate on top, and then I usually top it off with some more walnuts or something. And then you put that in the freezer, and I swear it tastes exactly like a chocolate bar, and it's so good. I love it. And I saw this TikTok. I don't know if you guys follow, there's this guy on TikTok. His name is Justin something, and I'll put him in the description. But what he does is he has a glucose monitor on his arm, and he'll fast for 16 hours, and he'll test different foods to see how how the foods raise his glucose levels. So he did dates, and he ate, I think it was 4 dates. So he fasted for 16 hours, ate 4 dates, waited 2 hours, and then he tested his glucose. His glucose levels didn't raise at all. So dates are really good for you. In a lot of my baking, I replace the sugar with date sugar, and it always works out perfectly. It's really good. And I also got 2 Baker's Pete, you gotta chill, Bill. So I got 2 Baker's unsweetened chocolate squares. They're for baking, of course. A friend of mine, the previous caretaker who worked at the resort next to us, she put me onto this. All I do to sweeten it is I use... BJ girl, would you stop it? You're so dopey. All I do to sweeten it is I use a little bit of maple syrup or date sugar, and it works out great. So I also got a couple of jars of pickles. I mean, I like pickles. I don't love pickles, but I love marinating chicken in pickle juice. It's so delicious. So if you take chicken breast, chicken thighs, I eat chicken thighs, but you take your chicken, you marinate it in pickle juice for an hour, 2 hours, whatever, and then you fry it up, or you put it on the barbecue and just cook it up. It is the best tasting chicken you'll ever have. It is so good. Like, I'll eat the pickles, but I bought these for the pickle juice. I'm gonna be honest. So I don't eat a whole lot of carbs, but I did buy some basmati rice. Again, that guy Justin on TikTok, he tested rice, and he cooked white rice with a tablespoon of coconut oil, and then refrigerated it overnight, and his glucose levels did go up, but barely. It was like just a tiny little bit. So I also got this to try, organic chickpea fusilli. Organic chickpea fusilli. I got a different brand a couple of weeks ago, and oh my gosh, it made me bloat like crazy. But I realized it was because there was pea flour in it. But this one is just 100% chickpeas. So I'm gonna try this, and I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And I also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tins of coconut milk. I put coconut milk in everything. The ones I get have 0 sugar, so there's no sugar in these coconut milks. But I'll cook rice in this. I'll do coconut chicken. I love coconut chicken on coconut rice. It's just so good. That's my comfort food. And then I know a lot of people will probably think this is gross, but I ended up getting sardines. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five little things of sardines. And I always get the ones in water. I never buy the ones in oil because I just don't trust what kind of oil is in there. I mean, you can barely trust your olive oil nowadays that are sold by olive oil companies. So yeah, I always get the ones in water, and if I want to put oil on them, I'll get my own olive oil and put that on it. But sardines are really good for you. And then for meats, sorry if you're a vegetarian, I did get, so I got 4, these are frozen because I did do this grocery run a couple of days ago. But so I got 4 family pack chicken thighs. I love chicken thighs. And I ended up getting 4 ground beefs. So like I can see the price on this. So this ground beef was $15.56. So pretty expensive. And then so this chicken, so this family pack special special deal, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, 8 thighs for $22.42. I don't know if that's normal, but that just seems like a lot of money to me. So I got 4 chickens and 4 hamburger meats. Peach and I usually share the hamburger meat, not the chicken, because chicken actually makes her physically sick, so she doesn't eat chicken. And this is the last box. So these are a couple of things I got from Fields, that little store I told you about. I got the best deal. I felt like I was robbing them. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like looking around like, is this for real? And I actually just put them in my basket, and I just ran to the cashier. So I've already opened one bag because they're just so delicious. I got 2 bags of Kirkland macadamia nuts. These macadamia nuts, I looked online and it's $80 for 2 bags. So I think I saw that on Amazon. So $80 for 2 bags of macadamia nuts. I got these $11.95 for this bag. $11.95 for this bag. Got $20 for 2 bags. I was so excited about that. And then I got from Fields, I also got these diamond pink Himalayan salt walnuts. These I got for $1.12 each. So that was another steal. So those are the only 2 things I picked up at Fields. And I ended up getting some avocados. I've already eaten 2 of them. And I also got a tub of cashew nuts, which are empty because I eat them all. I love cashews. I don't buy them too often because they just don't survive. I love them so much. Anything with cashews in it, I eat them all up. And another tin of tuna. So this is wild yellowfin tuna, no salt, in water. So yeah, I had one yesterday. It was tasty. So the way I eat tuna is I'll make some coconut rice, and I have some nori sheets. So those are those seaweed sheets, and I'll just open up the tin of tuna. I will slice up an avocado, and I make my own homemade mayonnaise. So it's just olive oil and Dijon mustard and egg and vinegar and a little bit of lemon juice and salt. So I make my own mayo. So I'll use that, and I'll just make myself, I'll just mix that all up, and then I'll take the nori sheets, cut them in pieces, and I'll just grab a bit of rice and tuna and avocado, and boom, it's just so good. And this is Savory Liquid Seasoning by Bragg. It's a little bit expensive, but it's gluten-free. And I had no idea that soy sauce had gluten in it. It's like got wheat in it. I didn't know that. My friend Marissa pointed that out to me when I saw her last in Alert Bay. And I ended up getting, I love Thai curry. I love it. So I ended up getting a yellow, a green, and a red Thai curry. So it's Thai curry paste. So I'll make curry chicken, I'll make curry chickpeas, yeah, I'll put curry into my lentil soups. Like I use so much curry. I also have like a powdered curry, just basic powdered curry that I use, and I put that in things as well. And then this is the last two things that I got. I did a Costco order online a few months ago, at least now, and I got 3 tins of their decaf coffee, and I completely have finished it. So I have to do another online Costco order. But I did get 2 Starbucks decaf. I don't drink caffeine because it gives me heart palpitations. When you get old, it's like nothing agrees with you anymore. It's hilarious. But I don't mind the taste. I don't drink coffee for the caffeine. I drink it because I'm Peachy girl. You're so noisy. I don't drink caffeine for the... What am I talking about? I don't drink coffee for the caffeine. I drink it just because I love the taste of coffee. And to me, this is my ultimate comfort thing that no matter what anyone tells me in life, don't drink cream, don't drink this, I'm never gonna stop drinking this. I just love, this makes me happy. This is my comfort drink. So I love it, and I will never stop drinking it. So that's that. Empty. So that's my grocery haul. It maybe doesn't seem like a lot, but this will actually last me a really, really long time. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'd be curious to know if you thought that any of the items that I got were expensive compared to where you are. I'm so curious about the cost of groceries everywhere in the world, because I know here it's gotten pretty expensive. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. You're a pain in the batushki, Manushki. Why are you so noisy? Why are you the noisiest girl I've ever knew? How come you're so noisy? How come you're so noisy? Okay, let's pack up, Missy. Let's pack up.
Mm-hmm.